It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. And coming right up, we'll see this home squad playing against the Indiana Pacers. For Indiana, they're not satisfied with the record over the last 10 games. Under 500 basketball, just not good enough. Looking to improve tonight. And as we reach the midway point, Kenny, still a lot of games left on the schedule. How do players cope with the wear and tear their bodies go through?
Well, a lot of times when you're mentally or physically tired, you could sit there and all of a sudden you misquote things, you missay things here on the analyst desk. On the basketball court, that's turnovers. That's missing assignments, missing rebounds. Same thing. Like, I know this is our, 82nd game this year. You're starting to feel it a little bit. That's how those guys feel.
I didn't know the midpoint was the 82nd game. But anyway, injuries start to take a toll.
No, but we've done 82 games. Doesn't mean the team.
We've done a lot of games in our role here in the
right.
I
We get 2 games a night, remember?
At small forward, at 6'6" number 20, Justice Winslow. Starting at point, at 6'3", number 7, Goran Dragic. At the other forward position, standing 6'11", number 24, Kevin Love.
And a good Thursday evening to you. 2K Sports presents the NBA. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Last game for the Pacers, a loss to the Pelicans at New Orleans Arena. And that does your confidence guys no favor. They got man. Handled in that one, it wasn't pretty.
And I don't care how much you grind it out defensively. When you shoot it that poorly, you're going to struggle to win games.
Well, it's not only going to be a struggle, it's going to be virtually impossible if you shoot as poorly as they did.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Paul George is out there with Taj Gibson. And it's Young. Then there's Gerald Green. And it's Turner in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Goran Dragic, so incredibly efficient on the offensive end over the last couple years, whether with Phoenix or Miami, he's really upped his game.
You know, Kevin, it took him a few years to kind of get comfortable in the NBA, much like the great Steve Nash had his struggles early in his career. Now the game is kind of slowed down for him. He's not forcing as much, and it has certainly paid off.
Talking about Dragic's newfound efficiency, he's shot over 50% from the field the past 3 years. I mean, impressive. That's a really high percentage for a point guard who plays so aggressively.
And it's Green missing. Here's Seattle. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Dragic with it, and Young picks him up defensively. That drops.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor. And talking about Goran Dragic, he's learned how to play under control without losing his speed. I mean, early in his career, he committed way too many turnovers. Now he's able to push the action without making so many of those mental mistakes.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. This game against Seattle is the first time they've met this year.
And they were able to take the season series in that matchup last year, but overall, two teams that were very similar in the standings.
Yeah, they were able to make the plays to come out on top, but it really could have gone either way, and you could say the same for tonight's game.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. Well, Doris, an interesting game. Moments ago, you had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Vogel. What do you have to say?
He said they've really got their work cut out for them dealing with a player like Kevin Love, saying he's a 25 points per game scorer and can just dominate the glass. Defensively, you just can never leave him open. No open shots, get a body on him the second a shot goes up. He knows it's easier said than done, but guys, that's the game plan.
And thank you for that, Doris. Dragic gets the bucket.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now, here is Young. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
But what stood out for me was his gorgeous playmaking out there. I mean, over and over, he was finding his teammates in a great position to score.
Wade gets the bucket.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Lets the three fly, and again, Seattle with the triple. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Seattle.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers. Not looking good for them so far. 4 straight misses to start the game. They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
Great point. Really an embarrassing performance defensively, and the coaching staff can't be happy.
Timeout called the Pacers. Guys, just watching Kevin Love, he brings so much to the table. But if you had to pick one thing, Clark, it might be the rebound.
I agree with you. I mean, he's not super athletic, doesn't blow you out of the water with his athleticism, but a few seasons back, this guy averaged 15 rebounds a game.
Here's Green. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against New Orleans. And Young kicks to Gibson. Shot to stop the drought. The rebound by Kevin Love.
And guys, you look at what makes Love such a prolific rebounder. Great anticipation. I mean, he has the broad shoulders to create space in the paint, the strong anchor to hold his position. It's no wonder he's been a dominating force on the glass at every level since high school.
Here's Young. Hassan Whiteside made his last basket. The drive by Green, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. That one on Love.
You know, regarding Kevin Love, he had a number of difficult transitions to make last season. Most of all, perhaps, on the offensive glass. He averaged less than 2 a game after averaging 3 or more a game every other season.
And both free throws good for Green. And for Gerald Green, another productive year last season coming off the bench. Though it was a smaller role, a small step back from the season before when he started over half the games for the Suns.
Well, there was a log jam in Phoenix at the wing position last season. He certainly matured, though, as he never complained about not starting, just went out and did his job.
Here's George following the basket by Kevin Love. And George, here we go. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
For Gerald Green, it's hard to not think about the star that could have been. The 18th pick in the 2005 draft, right out of high school. It was basically athleticism and upside in his game, but has improved with skills and guile in place of explosiveness.
Now, here's Wade. He had 25 points in the win against Atlanta. The shot's good from Love.
Man, they are doing some damage from deep.
Which is the main reason, partner, they're sitting on this big lead. Awesome shooting so far.
All alone, and Wade slams it in.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
And talking about Gerald Green, it seems like he's been in the league forever. And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action.
A perfect 4 for 4 for him to start this game out.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's got a nice bounce in his step to start.
It's stolen by Dragic. And here we go again. Seattle on the break.
This is a team that's focused, completely locked into the task at hand. What an impressive start to this game.
George dishes to Young. Knocked loose. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And let's review some numbers for Goran Dragic. First in steals, second in assists, and he's also number 2 league-wide in field goal percentage. You love his ability to score over the top of the defense.
And as you said, I mean, he'll take your lunch from you. He's the sneakiest ball hawk in the league right now. Hide everything you've got because he's coming at you. He's got the firepower, feeling the rhythm here, going 5 for 5 so far.
He's got it flowing right now.
And Young kicks to George. Looking to end the run. Seattle grabs the miss. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
It's stolen by Dragic. And now here's Dragic, the fast break chance, and the dunk by Winslow.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
From deep three-point range, Dragic the pass to Love, fires the 3, and it's Winslow that time on the assist by Love. And 12 points here for Justice Winslow. George dishes to Young. And George kicks to Turner. Gibson with the screen on right side. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
C.J. Miles. He's checked in for Gerald Green. Outside, George. Indiana again missing.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Whiteside kicks to Winslow, and he's good on the 3-ball. Winslow's got 15 points.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
No one around, and there's the nice layup by Love.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
And Miles kicks to George. Shot clock at 6. Trying to get back on track. No good. Seattle goes the other way with it. Love the pass to Winslow. Outside Dragic. Jacks up a 3. And again, Seattle with the triple.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
When that happens, you simply just hope they start cooling off.
And George, here we go. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And let's bring up a list of point guards that over the last month have been on fire from three-point land. Number 1, Goran Dragic. Derrick Rose is second.
You know, if there are no other options available, any of these guys can just step back and knock down a triple. Great backup plan for any point guard to have.
Well, forget about using it as a backup plan. With the numbers this group puts up from deep, I think it should be plan A to have them stroking it from 3.
Offensive rebound. No good from Gibson.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
And that one's good. And that's 18 points here for Justice Winslow.
He is on fire from behind the arc.
Yeah, it seems like all of his points are coming from deep, Greg.
It's stolen by Dragic. And Dragic with a clear path to the hoop. Right side, good.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying him up.
Clearly, they've been outclassed in the paint, really at both ends of the floor.
And Young, here we go. No good again that time. Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Greg enjoys that too.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
Miami's checked in for the Pacers.
And it was a very public falling out between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded.
1:14 left here in the opening quarter. The drive by Wade takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
54 seconds left to play in the first quarter. To the paint. And it's Whiteside. That time on the assist by Winslow. Winslow's got his 7th assist here tonight. Young with the ball. Now guarded by Dragic. Screen by Young. And Gibson kicks to Miles. Indiana moving it around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off. George, that's a two-pointer. Hits the front of the rim and out.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
The shot's good from Love.
What an incredible run they're on right now. Offense as well as I've ever seen it played.
Every single guy on their team with the absolute Midas magic touch, shooting the lights out here.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team. Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Seattle. Guys?
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
And, guys, I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways. And
It's not possible what we just... Clark, is that possible?
Not
is
probable, but it is possible, partner. It is possible.
And think about it, guys. That's
smokes.
one of the few guys in the entire league who can pull off something like that.
Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Dragic kicks to Love. Back to Dragic. And it's Seattle with another.
All of the scoring in tight is coming at that end of the court.
You know, they found the holes in the defense and really doing a great job of exploiting them.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Wade for three. And again, Seattle with the triple.
There's been a huge discrepancy between these teams in their effectiveness from the three-point line.
It has been pronounced, no doubt about it. Definitely a big factor to this point in the game. And with the pause and the action, let's look at the numbers for George. He's putting up about 28 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, and anytime this club needs a bucket, he's their go-to. Just irrepressible and a prolific scorer. Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster. And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Back to Wade. Fires for three, and another three for Seattle.
This looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
I don't know. There might be more defense in the warm-ups. Right now, these are just shooting game shots.
Johnson against Wade. They double-team Johnson. It's Miles atop the key. And Young, here we go. Here's Johnson, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Wade. 5th in scoring, 5th in field goal percentage, and he's a flamethrower from distance. Top 10 in the league in three-point shooting.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers, always up to the challenge.
There's Dragic with the three. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And Indiana making a change here. Turner's checked in. Pass to Winslow. Love dishes to Wade. Winslow kicks to Love. Another shot. And it's Seattle with another.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
It's stolen by Dragic. And now here's Dragic, the fast break chance. They grab their own miss. Here's Whiteside. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. And as always, the mid part of the NBA season, quite a grueling part of the schedule. Right now, let's check out how the standings are shaping up in the East. Taking a look at Seattle, earning the first place position with a terrific record. And we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And, of course, Indiana. They have a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah, and seeing where the Pacers are, they've never been able to take that next step this season and really break away from the pack.
And, you know, they're running out of opportunities to finally make that surge, partner. They're leaving themselves in a tough position in terms of the playoffs.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Dragic against Young. Johnson outside. Kicks to Turner. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Seattle is going to sublime 4 of 4 from three-point range since we've gotten in here in the second quarter. Dragic gets the bucket.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
Over to the left wing. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Feeds it to Young. Indiana moving the ball around. Pass to Miles. They get a hand on it. It's Young on the wing. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession. Here now is the 2K leaderboard. Over the past month, these teams have tortured opponents defensively. In third, the Pacers.
You know what? Against different teams, you can't rely on knowing what they'll do. You just have to outwork them, and that's what they've been doing defensively. And as a result, they've been coming up with a lot of steals recently.
The dish to Whiteside. Turner comes with the double team. Whiteside, no good. And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year. And it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Hill comes in for C.J. Miles, and it's Green in for Young. Winslow kicks to Dragic.
Hey, yo, wait.
Fires from the line. Good as the jump shot falls. Dragic has got 23.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents.
Here's Green, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
He's been absolutely in control. No slowing down for Dragic. He has 23 points and also 8 steals. What touch he's got out there. He's hardly missed anything.
And really, the only thing you can do is try to keep the ball out of his hands.
And you know, the thing about Whiteside, guys, when he's right, he's an unbelievable game changer. Second in the league in blocked shots last season. Also posted the second-best field goal percentage. The guy can play if he keeps his head squarely on his neck.
It's stolen by Dragic. Wade for 3, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. And that's now 27 points for Wade. Wade's got that look tonight, hitting 5 of 5 from 3. Some amazing outside shooting. Hill kicks to Mahinmi. Stolen by Winslow. Up the floor. Dragic with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. And there's the pass to Winslow. 11 feet away, and another basket for Seattle.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside, it just doesn't matter.
Green against Wade, and stolen by Whiteside. From the baseline, and he gets the bucket. Whiteside's got 16.
Boy, I really love the way Dragic spreads that ball around.
The feed to Turner, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
The Pacers making a switch here. Gibson's checked in. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing. Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Hill left side. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Wade kicks to Love. For 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 5 assists tonight. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Wade. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. And here's Love for 3. And another 3 for Seattle.
That's 2 straight quick three-pointers they've allowed.
Defense just not reacting with enough aggressiveness.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
A moment now to see the numbers for Kevin Love. Putting up about 24 points per, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. And what sets him apart is his rebounding. And as you can see, he's been in peak form.
This last stretch, unbelievable force going to the glass. It's been reflected on the stat sheet.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Shot's good.
And one thing we know about Justice Winslow, he is great on the big stage. He was amazing in the tournament for Duke a season ago. Got better and better as he helped his school capture the national championship.
On up the court. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
Pacers ball.
And here's Indiana. In the second quarter, held scoreless. And it's Hill penetrating, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Hassan Whiteside. For Indiana, they have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
Green against Wade. There's the double team from Whiteside. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Paul George, he's checked in for Indiana. Down low, and he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And, Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them, and south.
Dishes it to Whiteside. Shot from 12, and it's Seattle with another. .149 left in the first half of basketball. Wade against Green. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
For Indiana, they've gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Here's Gibson, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
It's his first trip to the line.
Taj Gibson at the line for 2.
First one falls for him.
Even though they're trailing, they're having some success from the foul line here, and that could go a long way towards getting them back into it.
And he makes the first but misses the second.
Boy, last season Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals, but he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspensions.
Johnson kicks to Gibson, and stolen by Whiteside. That falls. Great assist by Love. Love's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
And GA, as you said with Whiteside, his fiery attitude flared up a few times last season, and it hurt his team more than once in Miami.
No doubt, and it's something that he has got to work on. I mean, he's proven that he can be a big-time player in this league, but he can't have the mental lapses that get him tossed from games and hurt his team.
Paul George with the steal. Outside, Green, stolen by Winslow. And here comes the break. It could go. Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, they want to get the call right, and the league is taking steps to speed the process with the Replay Review Center in Secaucus queuing up the footage for the officials.
And they've overturned the call. The replay was conclusive, and that one's going to count.
And, Kevin, an example of why it's good to have replay. I don't know what kind of impact it'll have on the final result. but you always want them to get every call right.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Seattle ahead, just dominating this one. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Dwayne Wade wasted no time getting hot. He had 29 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists. How about you, Kenny? What did you think about this home team?
Their perimeter shooting has made the difference, and so many of their points are coming from long range. They've come out, spread the floor, and executed their jump shooting game. It's been a barrage from the three-point line. Guys always finding the open shot. If they can stay hot from three-point land in the second half, this game is over.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
They're getting completely outworked on the glass. Giving up that many rebounds is how you dig yourself into a hole offensively. They want to close the gap on the scoreboard. They got to close the gap on the boards. You like that, Ernie? They want to close the gap on the scoreboard. They got to close the gap on the boards. Oh, I'm so good.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Dwayne Wade really has his fingerprints all over this one.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
Winslow's got a sensational number from outside, shooting 5 of 6 from deep. Checking out the group for Frank Vogel to start the second half. Young is out there with Green. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Turner in at the center position.
Boy, the pace has been relentless. These guys have really been pushing it up, fellas.
And one of the best ways to get a rhythm offensively really is to play in space. And you do that with fast break opportunities. Transition buckets are always a boon offensively.
George double teamed, 6 to shoot. Young with no one around. No good from outside. And it's Seattle with the ball. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team.
That's now 7 straight for them coming from fast breaks.
Yeah, and they're making it look easy, guys, running it down the opponent's throat.
Got a piece of it. And oh, here we go. Rose, nobody back. And Lee with the stuff.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Rose kicks to Gasol. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Nowitzki for 3, and again, Seattle with the triple.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Nowitzki's gone a perfect 3 for 3 so far. Young outside. Rose with the double team. Here's Turner to end the run. It's rebounded by Bargnani.
3 straight misses here to start the second half.
Gasol makes it off the glass.
And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop and at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here.
There's Rose with the 3, and good on the basket. Book it.
This is a fantastic run to start this second half.
Green, the pass to George. And they're moving it up. Nowitzki, that's for 2, and another basket for Seattle.
And they've done a great job of just keeping the pressure up on the scoreboard.
And that's why they're starting to pull away. I mean, not becoming conservative at all. Just adding to the lead. I love seeing a team do that.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Here's Lee. And he slams it one-handed.
They just can't miss. Everything they put up, it seems, goes in.
You know, sometimes you're the bug, and sometimes you're the windshield. They are certainly the bugs tonight. Nothing going their way.
And I'm not even sure that I'd want to be the windshield.
No, maybe the windshield wiper.
Yeah,
right. And Young kicks to George. Looking to end the drought. Rejected by Gasol.
Starting to get restless here. 0 for 4 to start the second half.
And that one's good. Rose has got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, there's hot guys, and then there's really hot. They just can't miss.
You know, Greg, sometimes you'll see an individual guy go on a shooting tear like this, but the whole squad, wow.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Seattle.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
You know, guys, fast break points right now in their favor, and they're really pushing the tempo.
And, Greg, defensively, you got to have better floor balance and commitment to hustling back. I mean, you got to sprint back. You can't jog back.
Shot's good. 9 points for Pau Gasol.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now. Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother, Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Talking about Pau and brother Mark, both of them were excellent last season. The difference is that Pau has always been considered a great prospect, so detractors are much harder on him when they see cracks, I think, Greg, in his game.
Yeah, you know, for Marc Gasol, it can only exceed expectations because they started out so low. I'd simply say that if I had to pick between one or the other for best career, I'd do everything I could to pick both.
Good way to get out of it. Good answer. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession. Well, let's take a look now at some of the most explosive players in the NBA lately. The highest scoring small forwards of the past month. In the third spot, Paul George. And, of course, Justice Winslow.
I mean, tremendously gifted athletically. I mean, we're used to seeing that at that spot on the floor, and they pretty much all give astonishing individual performances on any given night.
Well, we know the small forward spot is where the bulk of the scoring load rests on most teams. I mean, those players on that list always come through in the scoring department. These guys pack a lot of firepower.
Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Nowitzki kicks to Bargnani. A baseline J, and it's Seattle with another.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Outside Gibson. Knocked away. Gasol with the steal.
Rose.
From deep. Here's Bargnani, and that one's good. Bargnani's got his second basket.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Lee outside. Nowitzki for three. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
They've gotten a bunch of good looks and have been absolutely lethal from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, defensively, you have got to close out and contest. Even if it opens up some driving lanes, you can't give up those looks that often.
Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Young against Rose. To the left side wing. Back to Gasol. And they double up Gasol. And another basket for Seattle.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. The more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
Young sets a screen for Gibson. Screen by Young. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
And taking a look at some of the stats here for Lee. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. First in scoring, first in free throw shooting, and he's also ranked second in assists. Needless to say, an elite playmaker.
And I tell you what, his scoring abilities are almost otherworldly. I mean, no one's been able to slow him down or even come close.
Solomon Hill, he's checked in for Taj Gibson. That's good.
He's really done a nice job taking advantage of his opportunities in this half.
Young against Rose. Rose with the double team. Back to Young. And just miss after miss right now.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Lee, that's good.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Hill, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that one. The Pacers have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11.
Solomon Hill.
Both free throws good from Hill. Lee outside with the shot, and that's going to be a treble. Walking with legends here, guys. Look at some outstanding seasons, decades apart, averaging a triple-double in each game over the course of an entire NBA season. Oscar Robertson's 1961-62 season was something to marvel at, and now in our current era, a special player making his own mark on the NBA. With the tremendous play he's been showing us all season long.
And that's still one of the most hallowed achievements in NBA history. I mean, we're talking about the Big O averaging a triple-double over the course of an entire season. I mean, to think we have another player with a shot to do that, it really speaks to the one-of-a-kind season he's having. This is the stuff of legends.
Shot clock at 6. And Young kicks to Miles. It's George on the wing. Wow, way off on that one.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
And he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
He dishes it to Mahimi. Poke loose. And it's Seattle with the rebound. Bargnani's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. From deep, Rose. Goes back up. Nowitzki. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. Johnson, he's checked in for Young. Dirk Nowitzki, what can you say? Future Hall of Famer. Too many accolades to list. But most important, NBA champion and a Greg Finals MVP in 2011.
Yeah, and Kevin, history has proven time and time again, you really need a future Hall of Famer on your team to win a championship. Just look at all the teams that have won the title through the years.
Here's Gasol. Drains it from beyond the arc. Gasol's got 16 points.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
They set the screen, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
You know, back to Nowitzki being that Hall of Famer you need to win a championship. Guys like LeBron, Duncan, Kobe, Jordan, Magic, Bird, Isaiah, all Hall of Fame guys who led their teams to the championship.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Very smooth pace to this offense, guys.
Yeah, they're looking to build on this run.
And talking about Nowitzki as one of the greatest players ever, he's also one of the most unique players ever. His ability to score back to the basket from up to 18 feet really, to me, is unbelievable. Without that unique skill, the Dallas Mavericks have no rings.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Guys, untidy. You've got to value the possession of the basketball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
For Indiana, they have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line, and he can't get the first one. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. There's 14 seconds left to play in the third. And Rose wide open. He shoots. And another three for Seattle.
Sound offensively. Really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way they've both shot the ball since the break.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. Seattle ahead, running away with it. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Pau Gasol is out there with Bargnani. And there's Money. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Rose in at the 1. That's the lineup in the game for Seattle. Outside, Robinson. Knocked loose. And now Rose running the floor all by himself. Hill kicks to Johnson. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Here's Gasol, and the rejection by Mahinmi. Johnson kicks to Mahinmi. Johnson the screen. Robinson against Nowitzki. 6 on the shot clock. Passes it to Johnson. Back to Robinson. And stolen by Nowitzki. Here's Lee, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Shot's good.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
What a game we've seen here for Lee. 16 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
Hill dishes to Robinson. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
For Seattle, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. There's Rose with the 3, and again, Seattle with the triple. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Outside Hill. Back to Johnson.
And one thing we know is that across the board in the NBA, attendance is up all over. Franchise values are also at an all-time high. Overseas, the game continues to grow as well.
And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. Turner's checked in for the Pacers. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, with 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Pass to Bargnani. Gasol kicks to Lee. Gasol passes to Rose. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. 16 points for Rose.
Just dialed in from the three-point line in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they're putting a world of hurt on him with the triple.
Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the third player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other two, LeBron James and Michael Jordan. And check out the bounce.
Oh, bounce to the ounce. Clark, how about that?
Yeah.
All right,
You
showing
said
him
it,
off
Kevin.
right there. Good move.
You said it, my man. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
Lee with the steal. Turner with the steal. He feeds it to Whittington. He kicks to Johnson. Indiana moving the ball around. Pick up by Hill. Poked loose. And now here's Lee. The fast break opportunity.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break. You know, in talking about D-Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display.
Lee outside. Kicks it to Bargnani. Misses from close range.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Gasol kicks to Lee. Turner comes with the double team. Rose dishes to Bargnani. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. Injuries have certainly taken their toll on Bargnani, culminating in disaster last season. Greg suiting up for only 29 games, the fewest ever in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he had a series of leg injuries, the hammy, the calf. Really unfortunate part about it is that he has so much talent, but yet really to develop that on the floor because of all the issues.
Outside, Robinson feeds to Whittington. Clock at 6. Johnson, the pass to Whittington. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. And the shot falls short this time. For Seattle, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Terrific shooting.
And in thinking about Bargnani's impact, he's a guy who can generate points from every spot on the floor. Three-point range, converts at the rim. He's about 7 feet tall, 250 pounds, and shoots free throws like a guard.
Johnson the screen. Whittington kicks to Hill, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Here's Lee.
And talking about Bargnani last season, he was actually generating efficient numbers when he was healthy. I mean, way up in field goal percentage, three-point percentage. I would love to see him remain healthy and have a chance to quiet the doubters.
Pass to Whittington. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Seattle has gotten in the groove from three-point range. They are 4 for 4 since the third quarter ended. And that one's good.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Johnson kicks to Whittington, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And it's Seattle with the ball. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Here's Lee, plays it up and banks it in. Lee's got 29.
And he's caught fire this quarter yet to miss a shot.
Right side Turner, out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Lee with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. And another three for Seattle.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Johnson kicks to Robinson. Doubled by Lee. Hill drives in. Comes up empty down low.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way. And they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
Johnson kicks to Whittington, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
The Pacers making a switch here. Young's checked in. Lee outside. Here's Gasol, and it's Seattle with another.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Lee with the ball. Robinson picks him up. Lee gets the bucket.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. If they want things to be easy on themselves here late, make sure he has the ball. Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
For three, and another three for Seattle.
Boy, guys, he's had a lot of bounce in his step this quarter. I mean, it's been a pretty impressive stretch for him.
Whittington kicks to Hill. Young outside, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
To the inside. Rose dishes to Bargnani. Kicks it out to Nowitzki. Here's Gasol. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 5 assists in the game. The Pacers have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. The dish to Whittington, and there's the pass to Robinson. Screen by Young. Hill with it. He's picked up by Lee. Hill kicks to Turner to stop the run. Seattle grabs the miss. Inside, here's Nowitzki, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Mahaney's checked in for Turner.
And guys, more and more, we're seeing the league try to protect the health of the players. I mean, you see the evidence on the court. Over the last 5 years, the league has cut down the number of cameramen along the baselines in half, giving these great athletes a little more runway to land safely.
Here's Whittington, defended by Gasol. Hill passes to Whittington. It's back to Hill. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Bargnani kicks to Rose. The feed to Lee. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. Hill drives in. Young outside, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Young against Rose. That's good. They're not having much success at all right now.
Kevin, I would shuffle the lineup if I were their coach a little bit just to try to find something that works. And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
Dishes it to Young. Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Pacers. Lee goes in, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Man, he's got a lot of firepower right now. I mean, what a half he's having.
Johnson kicks to Robinson. Nowitzki with the steal. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. Johnson against Rose. Now here is Robinson. He's tightly guarded. Misses from close range.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
He dishes it to Whittington. To the middle. They need this one, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And, you know, the NBA loves to experiment with different rules in different ways. The D-League last season used international rules for goaltending. And that small change makes a huge impact on the defensive end.
That one misses. And for the international rules of goaltending, players are allowed to touch the ball after it hits the iron, even if it is over the cylinder.
I'm not sure if the NBA is going to adapt that rule, but I think it wouldn't be a big deal to adapt it because there aren't a lot of times that play happens in the game. I think it would be a small percentage of those plays over the course of a season.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Seattle.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out Clark this kind of punishment to him.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
And looking at the arc of the season, this is the first of 2 meetings on the year, so this will be a solid win to go up 1-0 in the season series against the Pacers.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Lee. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hit.
Out of bounds. Seattle will take possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Back to Bargnani. The 3-ball. That's good.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
So no problem for Seattle as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
Yeah, they were clicking in every way. I mean, all cylinders go. No question about that. And once they pulled away, they didn't let up.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, guys, I'm here with Goran Dragic. And Goran, what a nice show the team put on for your fans tonight.
Yeah, great win for us, for our fans. They were amazing. This kind of games is really enjoying to play. We are hustling on every play, defense and offense. And, you know, I'm really happy that we won that game.
You enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it. Thank you, Goran. Guys, back to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Hart.